Hi, this is Pamela from Animal Justice Emergency, talking about the connection between COVID-19, other pandemics, and climate change, otherwise known as catastrophic climate breakdown. And there is a connection, and I wonder who can be the first person to guess what that connection is. Yes, the person that said animal agriculture is absolutely right. Well done, you. So, COVID-19. We all know that, however it actually arose, it was a virus that came basically from another kind of animal. People are hypothesizing bats. Where did it suddenly come from? Have been happening a lot over the last sort of maybe since 1918. So pandemic is a global infectious disease. Basically, although nobody seems to be that clear on what happened with the 1918 pandemic, subsequent pandemics like swine flu, bird flu, Ebola, and other diseases as well have come primarily from animals, or non-human animals, animal persons, because the animal persons have got the virus within them, and then because of close contact with other animals and human animals, the virus has jumped what they call the species barrier, and in that process it has transformed, it has mutated, and that's basically in a nutshell why these kind of viruses are quite dangerous, because our human animal bodies have not adapted to deal with these kind of viruses. Apparently even the common cold came from horses, which I was shocked to find out. A fantastic resource for all of this is Dr. Michael Greger, who's written he's filmed quite a few videos, and I think he's going to be doing a lot more. Dr. Michael Greger, nutritionfacts.org, who many of us know, who used to be, and still is actually, epidemiologist. So he's really right up to speed and has been on pandemics. What's basically clear from people that have done the research is that confining non-human animals in gigantic groups, which has only happened really since about the 1980s, I think, 1980s, provides a massive breeding ground for the viruses that are in those non-human animals to sort of like mutate and change. Because there are so many animals, say millions of chickens in one huge sort of like football-sized shed, or loads and loads of pigs, 5,000 pigs together, the virus can then change and change and change and change. And because of other hideous conditions, the close confinement, the ammonia, the weakened immune systems, the stress that all these poor non-human animals are under, this weakens the non-human animals. The virus then transforms and transforms, and then obviously because human beings are doing something with the animals, then the virus jumps. And then humans are like, oh, pandemic, it's all gone horribly wrong. But let's have some bacon, yeah? Let's have some bacon and eggs, like my neighbours. Yikes. Anyway, the joys of lockdown. So there is an undisputed link in the research. As I said, go to Michael Greger, check it all out. He's not a one-man band with this. We're talking about associations of sort of like public health people in the States who are basically recommended, like, why don't people say that stop eating meat is a thing? Talking about pandemics, why don't people say that stopping eating meat, stopping eating the dismembered body parts of sentient beings who've been tortured to death for no reason except greed and profit and taste? Why is nobody saying we need to look at this? Well, we've come across a similar situation, haven't we? Those of us who have been sort of like up to speed on catastrophic climate breakdown. So again, catastrophic climate breakdown, we've all seen the movie, all seen Cowspiracy, with fantastic links and sources. proving beyond doubt the linkage between the animal death industry and catastrophic climate breakdown, and the enormous contribution that the animal death industry makes to catastrophic climate breakdown. And yet, again, who's really taking this on board? Well, yes, some environmentalists may be an environmental vegan, but fundamentally it's not really that out there. People do, WHO might just mention, or the UN or some massive conglomerate might happen to sort of like mention, maybe we should think about reducing our meat consumption. But really, it's always seen as this controversial and really kind of rather out there and odd thing. Apart from, of course, to people who are vegan, who are working for animal liberation. And I think it's really important that we, as people working for animal liberation, get our ducks in a row, as it were, to speak out about this. Now, as an ethical vegan, I've thought a lot about this. I thought, is it wrong? Because my stance before has been very much like, I've tried to talk to people about health. I've tried to talk to people about the environment. And it doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere. However, now I'm starting to wonder about this, still being an ethical vegan and having that as the bedrock. But I'm just wondering, in the context of the whole COVID-19 thing, and the simultaneous context of catastrophic climate breakdown, maybe this is the time for us vegans to actually really start to say, hey, this is our wake-up call, guys, to the non-vegans. This is our wake-up call. The number one cause of biodiversity loss, the number one contributor to catastrophic climate breakdown, and a very solid contributor because of biodiversity loss and the pressure put on wild animals to COVID-19 pandemic, plus other pandemics as well. There is one common factor. As I said at the beginning, what is this common factor? This common factor is the animal death industry, which some people call the animal agriculture industry. So as vegans, what do we need to do about this? We need to link it up in the discussions that we have with individuals. Also, we need to be finding a way to target the animal using and the animal death industries strategically. We need to be, got plenty of time to think about it now. We're knocked down, haven't we? As we gaze out into the window thinking, yikes, what am I going to do today? Oh, maybe I'll do some exercise. Maybe I'll sit here and talk to cats. Maybe I'll get on the phone or Skype some people, get on WhatsApp and talk about what we can actually do to raise this issue. People are now very aware of COVID-19. This is an opportunity for us to tell them the truth that actually could save loads and loads and loads of lives, human lives and animal lives. It's our duty to do this, I think. And the other thing is, again, this is what Dr. Michael Greger says. He's got a background in epidemiology. He knows about this stuff. This virus, although it's bad, isn't too bad because it's got a less than, I think, 1 or 2% fatality rate. But the next one that comes along could have the same degree of infectiousness, could have a 40% fatality rate. So it's not a small thing. And then everything would be going down. And we're in a dodgy position anyway. But it could be a lot worse, and we're still not over it. So that's the thought today from lockdown day 20-something or other. Losing track, just completely losing track. Animal Justice Emergency. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Together we can end the war on animals. Thank you for listening. If you want to like, that would also be great. Stay safe. Take care.